9 weird things that only introverts do. While these introvert behaviors may appear strange to outsiders, they are totally common to fellow introverts. Except that we all have quirks. However, the ones introverts share are highly engaging and may appear strange to others, particularly bystanders. From avoiding most spontaneous social outings at all costs to being a frequent homebody, fellow introverts may take these behaviors for granted, but others may not. Introverts are also not open books. They prefer to keep their knowledge and interactions with people to a minimum, regardless of how long they've known someone. Essentially, there are numerous situations that make us introverts feel uneasy, and in order to avoid them, we engage in particular behaviors. Without further ado, let's see how many of you can connect to these alien behaviors that only introverts exhibit. Before we continue, please like and subscribe because we donate $1 each month to www.savethechildren.org for every new subscribers. 9 weird things that only introverts do. 1. You're out and about minding your own business when you unexpectedly recognize someone. Nonetheless, refrain from saying, hello. If we introverts happen to see someone we know in public, this may trigger our fight or flight response. Introverts are known for taking their time with most things, but we tap into our inner creativity quite quickly in this case. For instance, suppose you've just parked your car and are about to enter Starbucks when you notice a car parked opposite you owned by someone you know. Although you may not instantly see that individual, the very fact that they are nearby will make you joyfully get back into your car and drive to another Starbucks. Alternatively, if you missed the car but saw that person standing in line at Starbucks, we introverts may still race for our car, hoping desperately the person did not notice our leave. Bear in mind that introverts do not do this to those closest to them. Rather, they do it to those they would prefer avoid. While this reaction may seem exaggerated and excessive to outsiders, introverts experience immediate gratification after evading a bullet. Particularly if the person the introvert was avoiding was someone with whom they had a problem, the introvert would rather avoid any potential conflict than roll with the punches. 2. The last thing you want on your birthday is for the restaurant staff to sing you, "Happy Birthday." While introverts make an attempt to commemorate their birthdays, we are likely to be circumspect about who should know. Taking a day off work is an example of this. The true reason for your absence is because it is your birthday, but you may purposefully hide that information from your coworkers. Or perhaps you invited a friend to hang out but failed to inform them that it was your birthday. This is because introverts avoid becoming the center of attention at all costs. If you were dining with that friend, failing to mention it would have resulted in the entire restaurant singing, "Happy Birthday," to you. 3. Is it necessary for someone to say, "Let's stay in touch"? Your coworker, with whom you've exchanged small talk while sipping your tea at work, recently resigned. You're sad that she's leaving and wish her the best of luck on her new adventure, so you send her an email. When that coworker responds, expressing gratitude for your kind comments and providing you with her phone number, the introvert in you resists calling or texting her. This may appear impolite, but, as much as we want to know the grisly details of why this individual left, making contact with someone we don't even know can be too awkward. And as introverts, we avoid situations that are awkward. 4. If you hear your roommate cooking, you'll pause until the situation is obvious. Introverted housemates will utilize the kitchen sparingly. If we require something from the kitchen but hear our roommate approaching, we will silently escape to our bedroom and wait until the coast is clear. The concept of awkwardly standing there using the same equipment while simultaneously forcing a conversation is sometimes, or frequently, more interaction than we introverts desire at that moment. It may seem absurd at first, especially if you've lived with your roommate for an extended period of time, but we introverts chalk it up to simply wanting additional space, especially after an exhausting day. 5. If you have a job interview, you are unlikely to inform anyone. When introverts have a job interview, they may keep it to themselves. This may come as a surprise to individuals who consider an interview as an opportunity to communicate good news. However, if the introvert suffers from anxiety, they are already worried and do not need the added strain of people inquiring about their excitement for, or preparation for, their big day. Additionally, if the introvert does not obtain the job, this prevents them from spreading the bad news. Whereas, if the introvert is hired, they can reveal their great surprise. 6. You're remaining at home today, sure. You stated that already, but there's no need to count. Introverts are those who prefer to be alone. We will gladly decline offers to socialize or take a day off work to stay in. We may claim to be busy, when, in truth, we have the time to attend but prefer to stay at home to replenish our energies. While we introverts may occasionally feel lonely or unhappy, and I say this with a grain of salt, the rest of the time, we are content with having a day to zone out and do whatever we want. 7. You frequent the restroom. This may sound strange, but it is true. When introverts attend a social gathering and struggle to mingle with the other participants, they may make repeated trips to the restroom. Even Oprah and Amy Schumer, both of whom are introverts, have admitted to doing this. For those few minutes, the toilet becomes a hallowed space where an introvert may be alone, let out some sighs, take some deep breaths, and basically convince oneself that they can get through this and that they will only be there for X more hours. Unfortunately, this is also the point at which introverts may feel disappointed in themselves for not being a better sport, particularly if they have already interacted with these people numerous times. They may believe that their societal conflict should not be this way, but it is. And they are happy to get home. 8. No, I don't want to eat lunch with you, you tell yourself when your workplace has an obligatory group lunch. During the pre-COVID-19 pandemic era, when everyone went to work every day, there were occasionally catered meals at work. Do you recall those times? They were despised by introverts. If such lunches were not required, they would most certainly skip them. Introverts would do the same thing if others were grabbing a plate of food to carry to their cars. If the catered lunch was required, we introverts would quietly grumble, wishing we could be in our cars instead, or, worst yet, wishing we'd taken the day off. It's not that introverts despise their coworkers, it's just that we crave some alone time around lunch. That 1 hour of isolation is priceless because it is utilized to decompress, avoid engaging in conversation, and finally feel somewhat removed from work and recharged once our lunch break is complete. 9. You're perfectly capable of answering questions, but not in front of a large group. Avoid questioning introverts in front of an audience. Even one additional person, depending on who that person is, of course, is considered an audience to us introverts. Introverts keep their lives incredibly private. Only their closest friends and family members are aware of their whereabouts. Therefore, if you have a personal question, address it directly to introverts. Believe me, you will receive a more satisfactory response. Additionally, if you inquire about an introvert's personal life, such as, when are you getting married? Never, ever ask the question in front of others. When the focus of everyone's attention is on us, we may clam up, stammer, and experience all the emotions associated with feeling uneasy. If we truly desired to inform you, we would bring it up. Introverts, how many of these abnormal behaviors do you engage in? And what other items would you add to this list? Kindly inform me in the comments section below. Before you go, please like and subscribe because we donate $1 each month to www.savethechildren.org for every new subscribers. See you again.